by looking at himself naked in the mirror every once in a while, you know?
Knowing that we're really small in comparison to the entire universe.
Having loads of people come up to you and put you down and making you stand up doing nothing for the whole of daylight and not eating anything apart from bread and water, and everyone telling you how small you are, how insignificant you are, then you'd feel really low, and then there's no place for arrogance.
Don't be a Leo.
Remember that we go back, all of us, to the same place, and that's in the earth.
You know, there are various reasons that people get arrogant. You know, you pat yourself on the back. So some people are arrogant, you know, because they happen to be very strong, you know, very strong. So you take the most ridiculous aspect of that. You know, the most ridiculous aspect of that is that, like, I'll pick up this plate and I'll hold it up in my hand. I mean, you see, I have this power, yeah? I mean, you say the guy's crazy, he's out of his wits. I mean, thank God, yeah? Okay, so, well, did you ever have a cold, a flu, and your fever, and your friend comes to visit you and he says, you know, I never get sick. I can go out in the cold, I never get sick. You feel like killing him? You never get sick. Thank God, you dumbbell. This is misery. You ever eat something and you get an upset stomach and you're ringing with pain, and your friend says, you know, I can eat anything. I have a steel iron stomach. I can eat anything. It never bothers me. Yeah, you feel like killing the guy. What the heck's the matter with you? Thank God. What did you do to have a cast iron stomach? But if a guy can pick up a car, boy, we're impressed. Yeah, what did he do? The Almighty gave him a constitution. See, the same thing goes with intelligence. You know, intelligence people are a little impressed by intelligence. So, if somebody says, "Go ahead, any three-letter word, cat, anything, you pick it. You say the word, I'll spell it for you. I'll spell it for you." Yeah. So, you think the guy's a little wacky. You know, thank God you can spell. What's the big deal? But if a guy says, I can count till 10, thank God, he can count till 10. But if he has, I remember when I was a kid, in the Lower East Side, they used to hang up, they got a degree from elementary school, that's 8 grades. And they finished 8 grades. You know, in elementary school, 8 grades, they had a diploma on the living room wall. They were proud. They had a diploma, yeah? Today you'd cringe if somebody saw a diploma. But how about a high school diploma? Like today, even if you have a BA, nobody hangs it up. But if you have a PhD, doctor, oh, pardon me, sir, sir doctor, yeah? Thank God. You had the time, you had the money, you had the patience, you had the intelligence. Nobody gave you an opportunity. You say, thank God. Be grateful. Don't be proud. No, the same thing goes. If a fellow says, yeah, but I work like the devil. I built a business. I'm a millionaire. You know what that is? And we're impressed. When a guy says he's a millionaire, he built himself up from scratch. Woo, very impressive. So, the guy will show you he can read and write. He can read and write. I mean, any word, you just spell it for him and he'll write it out. Say, thank God. But you know how much effort it took for you to learn how to read and write? Another guy says, I'll walk a straight line. You want to see me? I'll walk a straight line. Do you know how much effort it took before you were able to walk as a kid? How many times you fell and you got up and you, yeah, well, you say, thank God, I can function. Wonderful, yeah. All right, so this guy, he already accomplished big things, you know, he's got a job, you're doing it for yourself, thank God. So you became a millionaire, thank God. Nothing to be arrogant about, but boy, it's hard not to be arrogant if you're a millionaire, and if you're a billionaire, forget it. Forget it. It takes a real mensch not to be arrogant, to be humble.
Everything here is temporary, very, very temporary, and if you know everything is temporary, there's nothing to be arrogant about.
You realize that you're not perfect and you have faults, and you know, whatever person you think you have more than, they have something you don't have.
One can avoid being arrogant by thinking about
how vast this world is. There's 6 billion people here. Who are you?
I've been trying to do that all my life. I don't know if I've succeeded much.
They tell you that you should think about where you're coming from, that you come from dust, and that you're going to end up dying and go back to dust.
But the worst arrogance, the most impossible, I'm a good man. I'm a good man. I fight for the West Bank. I fight for the underprivileged. I fight for the Hamas. I fight to kill Jews. I mean, these people are so damn arrogant that other people don't really count. I am a man of good, of meaning. I fight for the right thing. See, you got to look at the most ridiculous aspect of being good. Imagine you walk in one day and your friend tells you, you know, this morning, boy, did I have a fight with my evil inclination? I wanted to cut off my nose. I had the razor in my hand, and I struggled, and I grabbed my hand, and I fought, and I back and forth, and back, and I got rid of it. Can I imagine that? I could have cut off my nose. You say, thank God, man. Thank God, yeah? Well, did you ever hear people say, you know, I know what I like, and they're very proud of it. They know what they like. Isn't that something? They know what they like. Don't get them wrong, yeah? So, somebody who says, I do the right thing, thank God. Be appreciative. Somehow, you got on the right track, you're helping people, you're helping the underprivileged, you think you're doing the right thing, thank God. Take pleasure in your accomplishment, take pleasure in your talents, take pleasure in your good fortune in every account, take pleasure in them. Don't think you're better than anybody else.